Alrighty, I am here at 1208 Lake Avenue. Here is kind of the area. Front of the house faces west. The back of the house faces east. That is northern, that busy road over there. There's a little Mexican food mart and also a Cricket on the corner over there and a Pizza Hut. Just diagonal, there's a assisted living area. Back behind here, there is a few apartments. Lake is a pretty busy street. Here is the house. And then the sidewalk is pretty wonky. And pretty broken here. But that's kind of what we got going on with that. It is xeriscaped other than this. It looks like there might be some grass. And then this would be yard space 2. Alrighty. It took me in through the side door, which brings you to the basement or the kitchen area. This one's listed for $180,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It says there's a 2-car carport that's attached. Full basement that's partially finished, 997 square feet up top, and the basement is also 997, making it a total of just under 2,000. Have it's worth about 181. Taxes last year was just under 1,300. No cooling. The roof was done in September of 25, and then there's a lot of windows. They are older windows. They're the wood. And then it has the ceramic tile in here and hardwood in the rest. So sorry to start you backwards, but we're going to start in the basement. There's no electricity at the house right now, so none of the lights turn on, so I apologize. So when we walk down here, we can go straight, left, or right. So we're going to go left. We have really old carpet. It doesn't feel like there's any padding underneath. It feels like they just covered the cement. That was the word I was looking for. Cement. And then they put up paneling. There's not egress windows down here, so you would have to upgrade the windows in order to do a bedroom down here. But that's kind of what you're looking at for that. We're going to go directly across. We have a very old furnace. I can't tell you the age of this thing. There's nothing on it, but based off of how big it is, and the font and what it looks like, I would say it's definitely older. But it is fairly warm in the house, so it still seems like it's working. It's a total of 17 degrees here today in Pueblo, so it's pretty chilly. Your hot water heater looks like it was done in 2019 according to the tag on it. Looks like they might have put a new drip pan underneath it. So this would kind of be like your laundry space / kitchenette area. This Jordy could be a great like crafting area. There's a little wash sink. It's got this old school linoleum. There's your 220 plug. It's kind of a weird one. They have a big old freezer down here. From what I can see, the walls are in pretty good condition. I'm not seeing anything super scary as far as foundational like the other one, which is good. There's a little bit of cracking here, but it's pretty minimal. Under stair storage. We're back to the obnoxious pink hallway. So we're going to go to the right. And at the very end of the hall, looks like we ran out of linoleum and just gave up. There's this little room to the left. Looks like, I don't think it was a bedroom. They like ripped out part of this wall. I don't know what was going on here, but this basement definitely needs a little bit of work. Just back here mostly. but not terrible. I think this might have been a bathroom, maybe, or part of a bathroom, but then they moved the bathroom here. So, because it looks like there was probably a toilet here, and then, or maybe a toilet there. I think that might have been a shower, honestly, because it looks like this was tiled based off of what I'm seeing. So I think that was an old shower, and then this was a toilet, potentially. Looks like you have a mixture for your water lines. You have copper, from what I can see here, and for your plumbing, some cast iron. Normal for the age of the house. This is a really cool old safe. There's a few open junction wires, which they're willing to fix the things, again, that come up during the FHA appraisal, but they're not willing to do anything past that. Here we have a bathroom, double sink, just a stand-up shower here. Probably your water shutoff valves, toilet. And then there's like a little closet in here. This bathroom actually was pretty well done. I would say it needs some paint, and some of the grout could be cleaned up / redone. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty good. It needs a good clean. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty solid. Eventually, I would say do windows, those types of things. But for the most part, that bathroom's pretty good. So just that last corner, I would say. And then eventually you could do paint and flooring and those types of things. Although I kind of like this linoleum, and you should kind of keep that. All right, going back up the stairs. So we are in the kitchen. Gas, stainless steel stove, which I know you prefer, Jordy. A little bit of peeling paint up there on the ceiling by the exhaust vent. We have laminate countertops with a tile backsplash. The old school wood cabinetry. And then it looks like there was some sort of tile situation that they threw a single coat of paint over, but obviously you can still see through it. You do have a dishwasher, unlike the last one, and a fridge. You could put like a cute little cabinetry here to put all your baking things, or a little table, like breakfast nook situation. You do have this extra cabinetry, arch walkway here. Then you have your more formal dining room space if you wanted to use this area for that. So you have your coved ceilings, you can see that. Your flooring seems to be in okay condition. There's definitely areas like underneath my feet that need to be, I would say this whole floor should be resanded and refinished. Because of the heavy traffic, it just looks like this is really like beat up here and needs definitely a coat of love. There's some spots too that need just like a little bit of wood filler, but for the most part, pretty good. Here's your backyard. The carport, interesting thing, I did kind of do just like a little drive around situation, and there's no way to get in there from the backyard from what it looks like. So I would hardly call that a carport. I would say it's more kind of like a pergola that you can get into from the back, and then there's the little shed. Looks like they were using this as like a patio spot. If you took all these awnings off of the house on the exterior, it would brighten up this space even more. Today's kind of gloomy, so it's kind of not a very good day to like show you how bright it could be, but it would bring in a bunch of natural light. I like this old fixture. That is the front door, which again, I apologize, did not come from. Here's a big coat closet. So when you would walk in, here's your little mailbox, your front door. When you walk into the front door, this is what you would see. Here's your living room space. You could see a little dining room area, and then my assumption is there is some bedrooms back over there, built-ins here. Kitchen is behind this wall. You have a nice big window. The windows are newer at this one than they were at the last one, but still older. The basement ones are just like wood frame. And then the ones in the kitchen were also. Here we have our built-ins on either side. So these are great for linens and those types of things. Your doorbell. And then once you're through the built-in area, you can go left to a bedroom, straight to a bathroom, or right to another bedroom. So we're gonna go right first. This bedroom is big enough to fit a queen-size bed with some nightstands and a dresser. You have two-prong outlets, so they're a little bit outdated. Again, they're only willing to fix FHA requirements. An FHA requirement is that they're going to have to put covers on these, but they probably are not going to be willing to update them for you. So just so you're aware, we could look up cost, but I want to say approximately new outlets right now are running about $2 each, I would say. So, that being said, in this bedroom alone, I'm seeing a total of 2 outlets. So you're looking at $4. They should be updated anyway. Receptacles are only supposed to last a total of 10 years, according to my inspector. So they should have been replaced a long time ago, but we're not. We have the older wood window that faces east. And then this room has the window evaporative for your cooling. Hanging off the side of the house, you can kind of see it there. We are gonna go across the hall to the left. This is just roll down linoleum, and actually it is coming up a little bit at this transition. But here you have just you do have a shower tub. They just don't have the thing to hang up that. This is a tiny, adorable pink tub. Single vanity, toilet, and then your last bedroom. The hardwood floors in this room actually look to be in really great condition. They're not bad at all. It's like a dark navy blue eggplant color in here. Again, you have the older wood windows for every single window in here. But this room is bigger. I would say this would be a nice place to put a little dresser. You could probably get a king in here with some nightstands on either side. So you got that. And here's your closet space in here. And your attic access. Walking out, dining room, living room, going into the kitchen. Here's your little nook space. So it looks like the only windows that have been updated was the one in the living room, and then this back one that's over here. The panes of glass look to be newer. And then, like I said, the roof is brand new. And then just a few minor things in terms of FHA requirements. There's a little pocket door. I can't even get the pocket door out, but there is a pocket door that separates the basement to the majority rest of the house. So that's what we're kind of looking at there. This door I would highly recommend replacing on the side if you were ever going to purchase this house. Only the deadbolt works. There is nothing that actually latches into the thing there. So when I unlock it, it literally just flies open. This is considered part of... Sorry, I don't want to bite my own tongue, but I need to double check actually if this would be considered your lot or not. It kind of looks like it, but it didn't say anything about extra property, so I'm wondering if this kind of line here is your property line. But which is kind of interesting because you have steps that go directly over there. And I don't exactly know whose property that would be. Kind of a weird setup here. I'll kind of look into that a little bit more and text you guys both the info for that. Here is the back side of your house. The exterior looks to be in pretty good condition. Not too concerned about that. Looks like they started to maybe do a little bit of landscaping back here, but very nominal. You have some pavers under here, it looks like. And then this is what they're calling, I guess there is an auto gate. Okay. This is what they're calling the 2-car carport. Like I said, I would not personally say this is a carport, 2-car anyway. I'd say this is maybe a single. So you have a little bit of storage there. It's like a brick fencing situation. It's probably about 4 foot tall. The fence back here. Here's your alleyway. This is that little apartment complex here. You have a little shed, and then this would be your auto gate, so you didn't have to park on the street, which would be good. Little fire pit. So overall, I think this house is better interior wise compared to the last house. Like I said, that last house, I'm just concerned a little bit about the settling, location. I would say that the location, they're both kind of comparable because they both have pros and cons. The other one is nice because it's really close to downtown, pretty centrally located, but it's not on a busy road. This one is on a busy road, so that's not very ideal, but I could not hear that road inside, which is a good thing. So I kind of liked that better about this property. Also, I would say the interior of this property is much more ready to go, more cosmetic type of updates than anything else. And then the flooring, I would say, you would probably want to do those wood floors before you moved in. Something out here, something that the FHA appraiser might say needs to be redone would be to rip up this carpet. It could be seen as a tripping hazard. I've seen that previously. But other than that, I mean, this neighborhood over on Lake is a super cute area. There's been quite a few houses for sale over here. I just think that the one kind of fallback on this one is the busy road and on how busy Lake is. But other than that, this house is adorable. I personally think this one is a bit better. Price-wise too, I think it's really great. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. But let me know what you guys think. And again, I will double check what's going on with this kind of other lot next to us. I think it is not part of this property. This property is 0.143 of an acre, which would make sense to keep, it would be just that backyard and then the front, this backyard. I think this is your neighbor. So kind of a weird setup on how they have their house so far set back and parking and however else that works, but I will confirm that and double check that when I look at my maps. Sorry it was so long-winded. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys soon.